どういうことになりますか。川端が見えてきてぴったりと斉藤がうわークラッシュ、うわーものすごいクラッシュ、うわー
2 hours later.
Okay, so I've scraped off most of what I could get to on the driver's side. Now I'm going to take a little bit of a break and then continue on the passenger side. Any extra bits and pieces like these side parts, these are a little difficult to get ice on, so I'm probably just going to chip away at those later with the hammer and chisel. Lightly, of course. I've been using the hammer and chisel just for some of the difficult spots, and it's not like they're too difficult to get off after the dry ice has been on them. It just chips right off. So it's definitely worth spending that extra bit and making your life a little easier.
7 hours later.
Alright, now that I have all the old sound insulation removed, I'm going to be removing this little AC vent thing that used to pump some air into the back seats. Since I'm not going to have back seats anymore, this is kind of just a waste of space. And when I put the new insulation in and the new mats in, I want it to be flatter. This is kind of bothering. It's kind of getting in the way. So we'll do that right now. As far as I can see, it looks like there's just a small bolt back there. A plastic screw maybe that's holding it all in. So should be pretty easy. Alright, we got those out. So in retrospect, I probably should have taken them out beforehand so I could have gotten these off a little easier, but it's not a big deal. I'll just use a hammer and chisel again to lightly chip off the remaining sound insulation here. I'm not going to touch this one. I'll probably just overlay with some of the new insulation, and then I will begin the cleaning process so I can get the new insulation installed and then put the new carpet in. The carpet just came in today, so perfect timing. Removing that, and this took a lot more muscle than I thought. Required a lot of this guy, but it's finally out. Just goes to show how much that dry ice really helped the process, because I removed all of this using it. Alright, let's move on. Okay, now that we've gotten all the old sound insulation out, I'm going to take a vacuum and clean out any of the small pieces that are remaining. Then take a rag with some alcohol and wipe it down. After I've cleaned it up, then I'll start laying the new sound insulation on the floorboards or the floor panels. After I've done that, I want to make sure I have enough to cover all the floors. If I have any extras, I'm going to cover the wheel wells and maybe some of the panels before I put the T3 racing panels on, the aluminum ones. I already have the doors in, so you can see what it's going to look like. That same pattern and color and everything is going to continue on throughout here. Cover all these panels, the light panel as well, and it's going to give it a nice uniform look. For insulation, I'll be using the Noiko 80mm 36 square foot sound deadening kit. They sell it in this amount. I think you might be able to get 6 square foot or 9 square foot mats of this, but I went ahead and got the 36 since it was the best value for the dollar, and as well as a roller. This is going to be really helpful when I'm applying it. It's solid metal, and I could use it to roll into place. This was recommended by a lot of people online. I'll have a link to these two in the description box as well if you want to pick it up. I've read a lot of good things about it compared to the Dynamat stuff, and although it's thin, it's very heavy. I weighed this at 26.4 pounds for those of you interested, for 36 square feet, and it should do the job. without interfering too much with the rest of the install. So let's get to it. We got the driver footwell area installed already. I just went and laid this area right here that's under the driver's side seat. The instructions say to flatten it out using this guy until this pattern doesn't appear anymore. I pretty much got that down over here. Most of it's gone. There aren't any air bubbles, I made sure of that. And yeah, you just go section by section. This car is fairly rectangular in terms of the shape, so I haven't had to cut any of the shapes out yet. I cut out a little here just for the seat mounting bolt, and same for this area, but it's pretty straightforward and simple so far. The roller did seize up on me. It stopped rolling, so what I did is I sprayed some WD-40 on the areas where it makes contact with the roller, and no problems anymore. So yeah, if that happens to your roller, just put some WD-40. That'll get it all lubed up and ready to go. Okay, I just wanted to give you guys a quick demonstration. I know this isn't indicative of it really being soundproof or anything like that, but here's a sound comparison of me knocking compared to the non-insulated area. Huge difference. So yeah, I think we're gonna see some good improvements, guys. Okay, I'm about 40% done with the install. I'm gonna take a small break to show you guys this Noiko sound material and give my short review on it. Now, it's this butyl material. It's like aluminum foil almost, and the back side, if I can open this up for you, is this tar. It's like tar. I'm sure it's not tar exactly, but I think that when you're driving on the road, you're not going to experience as much road noise as a result. And I'm also going to be installing a small subwoofer right here. I'll show you guys that install a bit later. It's a really small, I think 8-inch enclosed subwoofer that's going to attach to the Pioneer head unit I have, and it has a built-in amp as well. I think that this installation is going to make the stereo system all around sound a lot better. So we'll see how that goes. I think that this is a good buy, especially given that it's less than half the price of the comparable Dynamat, and this is about 30% thicker. I think the Dynamat was 56 or 52 millimeters, or I want to say millimeters, and this is 80 mil. So yeah, I think it's a good buy. Recommend it. I think it's made in Russia. I'm not sure, but not that it matters. If it does the job, I think it's good. So continue on with the install and get everything else in the car. Let's go. Alright guys, I'm finally done installing all of the new sound insulation. It looks like I've wrapped the car in aluminum foil, but that's the new insulation all there. It's kind of dark. Let me see. There we go. That's the new insulation there. I got pretty much everywhere except for the tire area. I'm actually gonna have a spare tire there. Yeah, covered most of the floor. Got the wheel wells as well, and should be a lot better insulated now. Cool. Next up is installing the T3 panels. It's kind of late at night, so I'll continue that tomorrow. Alright, see you guys.